Hayden, I believe you've got some extremely exciting news to share with the Freo fans.
Yeah, I'm very excited to announce that I've signed on with the football club till 2033.
New contract makes you the longest contracted Fremantle player and will see you a Docker for life essentially. How special is that for you?
Yeah, super special. When I arrived at the football club, I was welcomed in really well, and they obviously took a punt and drafted me at pick 7 as an 18-year-old who'd never travelled to Fremantle and didn't know much about the club. And in the 5 years that I've been here, I've really fallen in love with the club, and I'm just super excited that this is where I'm going to be staying for the rest of my career. And there's many reasons behind that decision, but I've completely loved the club and can't wait to play out my footy days here.
You've sort of touched on it there, but you were already signed on until 2027, so this is a 6-year extension on top of that. Why that decision now to extend further?
I suppose I was already signed on until 2027, but with eyes to the future and the opportunity presented itself, and it was just a no-brainer for me. I love playing football here, and I suppose the security is always a nice thing to have, but I'm really optimistic about the direction we're heading as a club, and I really want to be a part of that going forward. And I've settled into life in Perth, and I certainly don't want to shift and move now that I've settled in and got a house and living near the beach, and it's a pretty good lifestyle to live. So to know that I'll be living here for the next sort of 9 years is a bit crazy, but it's also super exciting, and I'm stoked.
And recently at the annual members meeting, I heard you joke about the comparisons between you and the great David Mundy, who also transferred from half-back into the midfield and went on to play 370-odd games. You trying to chase down his games record with this contract?
Yeah, I think the key word you used there was joke, and the comparison is still a joke. But I did idolise Dave coming to the club, and I transitioned into the midfield this year, which is something that he did as a youngster. And I remember when he left the club, he sort of said to me like, "Oh, I'd love to see you in the midfield." So I was pretty stoked that when he left, there was a spot there for me, and I was able to sort of transition in, and hopefully I can go close to having a career that he had.
The age profile and talent of the team at the moment is really exciting to watch. Was that one of the major factors that came into you when deciding to extend?
Yeah, definitely. That was sort of the main thing. Is I feel like the group we've got at the moment, we've got a sort of a core group of players that are really motivated and driven, and we've got a really exciting opportunity ahead of us. Fremantle haven't won a premiership before, and we feel like we're in a very fortunate position to hopefully to do that. And that's sort of the main goal, really. Is we want to be those first players to hold up a cup for Fremantle and bring the premiership cup back to the town. And that's a massive motivating factor, and the people that you do it with is also super special, and I wouldn't want to do it with anyone else.
As a young Victorian back in 2019 at the national draft, did you ever imagine yourself in this position, signing to Fremantle as a lifelong player?
I'm not sure. When I got drafted, as I said earlier, I'd never been to Fremantle. I didn't know anything about it, but I suppose as a young kid, I always admired players that played at one club, and also admired players that sort of had to go through adversity and go through some hard yards and got the rewards towards the back end of their career. And that's something that I've sort of aspired to do. Is we've had a few frustrating seasons where we're sort of been close, but we haven't been able to quite get there yet. But I certainly feel like we're heading in the right direction, and I feel like it'll be so much more rewarding when we do reach the pinnacle after sort of being there through the hard yards and putting in all the hard work. And I suppose it's the people you do it with as well. Is like winning a premiership's great, but sharing it with your teammates and your staff and the Freo family is that's what you want to do it for. You want to. I suppose you won't remember the medal, but you remember the friends that you get to do it with, and that's sort of the motivating factor.
And 2024 for you was such a big terms was such a big year in terms of growth, moving to that midfield, but then also the All-Australian squad selection for the first time, and the midfield transition. What does it sort of 2025 look like for you now? What are sort of your goals?
Yeah, I suppose keep building off last year. I took a big step forward, and I was super proud of my performances. And I suppose the next step for me is to be a more consistent player. I think I showed towards the back end of the year that I found some form and was playing some pretty good footy. And the goal is to be able to back that up week in, week out, and keep supporting the other mids. And I feel like we've got a really strong midfield group, and we all complement each other really well. And I I suppose that was the pleasing thing last year, was I wasn't sure how I was going to fit into the group, and we all seemed to wax off each other pretty well. And I mean, me, Andy and Caleb were all in the All-Australian squad, and obviously Caleb All-Australian team. So if we can keep building on that chemistry, it's going to be exciting.
Well, I'm sure you've got a lot of plans over Christmas, but so close to Chrissy, I'm sure the Freo fans are going to love this news. We've got a little message for them.
Well, basically, firstly, Merry Christmas, but also thank you. Since I've come to the club, I've absolutely loved it here. The Freo family have been so welcoming and so passionate. I think that's what I love when I go down the street and people stop and say hi, say good luck, ask how I'm going. We talk about the Freo family, and that's what it really feels like. Everyone's so welcoming and so passionate, and I'm just so grateful that the club have given me the opportunity to pull on the colours, and hopefully I can go out there each week and make everyone proud, and hopefully one day hold up the cup and be able to bring it back to Fremantle and share it with our fans, because they've been with us for 30 years and it hasn't always been easy, but we feel like we've got the group at the moment that's going to go the distance, and we can't wait to share it with all our fans.
Well, congratulations, mate. Well, we're very grateful to have you.
Thank you.